What's going on, everybody, and welcome to the Other Side of the Firewall podcast, where we talk about the latest and greatest in cybersecurity news, as well as we highlight those movers and shakers and glass ceiling breakers, those people of color who've made it to the other side of the proverbial firewall. My name is Ryan Williams, and as always, I'm joined by Shannon Tynes.
What's up? What's up?
And Daniel Acevedo.
How's it going, guys?
What's going on? So welcome to the Friday episode. So Monday and Tuesday are topics, Wednesday discussion, Thursdays Ask a CISSP. I can't state this enough. I had Lynn Dome on. She is the executive director of WESIS, a fabulous organization with a really important mission for women in cybersecurity. Definitely check out that episode. And then on the Friday episode, don't expect too much cyber. In fact, expect little to no cyber, right? We talk about movies, books, games, all that good stuff. But without further ado, I'll give it to Shannon.
So, I came up sick. I caught the flu, and so I wasn't doing a lot of media watching. It was more, I wasn't watching the media. The media was watching me, like turn something on and let it watch me for a little while, while I fall asleep, catch up on some rest. But I find myself again, like I'll try something new. And I've said it before. I try to give something at least like 3 episodes when it's a series, but I'm like, man, I'm pretty sure I know after one. You know what I mean? Like it's just kind of how it is. I started trying to watch this series. It had Billy Bob Thornton in it. Goliath is the name of it, and it's like a legal drama thing.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
And I got a few episodes into it, and I was like, I don't know. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like they do this thing. They're very good at being like, oh, look at this right here. Like this is where it's a good peak here, and then they go down like this for me, and I'm like, and I don't expect a lot of shooting or anything like that in legal drama, right? But give me a story to where I don't have to deal with too much backstory too, right? Like I don't care about your ex-wife and your daughter and all this other stuff. I don't care about that.
Show me character building, man. They gotta build the kid.
They're giving it textures.
Try to get layers.
I'm not going to care about it though. That's the thing. I'm not going to care about it. Right? There's going to be an arc later on in the series where it's like, oh, somebody's recovering in rehab or something like that. I don't care. I don't care about any of that. Show me the courtroom drama, right? Like, what's the story? What are they trying to hide that you're going to find? Show me how you're the rainmaker. You know what I mean? Like, show me that. So yeah, we'll see if I keep watching it or not. I continued watching Modern Family again. Modern Family I watched. I never finished the series, but I liked it. But my wife and I both got to a point where it was like, that's a little unbelievable, right? So
gotcha.
We're kind of on that again. Watching that. What else did I take in? Like I said, not much. Oh, sports, right? My Penn State Nittany Lions are out here running through the playoffs pretty good until we face somebody good, and then our coach Franklin usually fails us, right? We go away from what our strengths are because he tries to compete. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, we got to face Boise State next week, so we'll see how that goes because Genty is a beast. I don't know if
you play on their field.
Huh? No. Yes. Actually, we are going to. No. This round is the Fiesta Bowl, so they're using the big bowl games as the ones for this next round. But for the first round, the higher seeded teams had home field, so they came to us to play.
Okay.
So
gotcha. Yeah.
And then
because I was stationed at Mountain Home, right? So that's Smurf turf, man. It's
Smurf
blinding.
Turf. Yeah.
You're like, why is it so blue?
Yeah, no, I think we're playing the Fiesta Bowl. I think, but we'll see. We'll see what comes of it, right? If we get past them, cool. If not, I don't really expect too much more than that.
You sound and seem very like you sound like you lost already. Like
I'm resigned to the fact. So here's the thing. I heard sportscasters saying this before we played Oregon, right? In the Big Ten championship, and it's so true. They said the first big game. The next big game that James Franklin wins will be his first, and it's true. Like he does not win in big games, right? Which is why we can't fire him. We can't get rid of him because he stays. We'll only lose like 2 games a year. You know what I mean? So it's like it's crazy, but he tries.
Maybe he'll break the curse this year. Maybe
we'll see. So in the last game it was SMU, right? And SMU was, I mean, they got it, good for them, but they kind of didn't belong. But but he did what he was supposed to. Like when he first started out the game, like our run game is good. Like we have 2 good running backs back there. But what did he do? First three plays, passes. I'm like, what are you doing? 3 and out. There we go. You know what I mean? I'm like, okay. I was like, we're gonna give it up. And then he was like, all right, let's run the ball a little bit more. Yeah, let's do that. We have good running backs, right? But so we ended up winning. We won like 38-10 or something like that. So like we
Hmm.
put in easy. It was easy work. And then my Ravens beat the Steelers finally,
Yep.
right? So like it
Nice.
happened. I was happy for it. So now on Christmas we got to play the Texans. We'll see how that goes.
Oh yeah, that's a Netflix game, right?
Yeah, Netflix has
Oh, yeah.
2 games on Christmas. They
Yeah.
got because everybody who
How the
played.
times change.
Yeah, I know, right?
Mhm.
But are they?
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Here's my worry, and they've already come out and said it's not going to happen. But when they had the Tyson and Paul fight, like there was issues with like the
Yeah.
stream.
Yeah.
Right. I didn't watch it, but
But it,
Yeah,
it was
but it's-
it was a lot of people watching that. Like,
That and it's Tyson and Paul and like who were the commentators? They had like it was an event, but it's
Yeah.
not NFL, right? I think they'll do it right.
yeah, but you don't think they're going to have as many viewers as an NFL game, especially when
no,
the
I'm looking
Chiefs.
at it right now. That was international. People around the world
Yeah.
wanted to see Tyson fight again. People do
Yeah, it
not
was
want to watch football. Like even though we were world champions,
Yeah, yeah.
I think the audience will be smaller. It's weird being American because you always think like,
Yep.
"All right, everybody's watching this." Like, no, what is this football?
You don't use your feet. Like what are we talking about?
Yeah, what are we talking about here? So, but you say Tyson's gonna fight? Man, listen, people around the world
He still
are
got
watching
it.
that.
He still got it.
I'd be interested to see, right? Like I'd hope they don't
Yeah.
have those types of problems, but I mean,
I hope so.
Go ahead, Daniel.
No, so I hope they don't, because you want Netflix to show a good product because I don't know who the rights are going to go to. I don't know who won the rights yet for the NFL or if it's changed completely, but they did that with the NBA now too, where the rights are going to be changed. The rights for streaming and production of all that stuff has just been bought out. So I don't know how many millions or billions of dollars that went into. So for the viewers, we want a good product, right? We don't want freeze frames and like not crisp images and that kind of stuff. So,
but the thing is, like I envision it's still going to have a lot of people. Like you're going to have a lot of people at home. It's going to be Christmas Day, right? So there are people that are going to be at home that are going to be like, all right, what am I going to do today? I've already opened up all my gifts and everything. Let me take in some football. And again, the Chiefs, like they're you either love them or you hate them, right? I guess I shouldn't say that because I'm kind of in between. I'm gonna love them on Christmas because they're playing the Steelers. Like if they beat the Steelers and we beat the Texans, like we lead the division again, right?
No, I need the opposite.
Division.
I need the opposite to happen.
No. I know that's what y'all want in Buffalo, right? Like, hopefully they lose
Right.
one of the later games. So here's what you got to think about. Like if Buffalo has 3 losses.
We have 2 losses.
Or no,
I gotta look up our stats.
I think
he's literally about to, yeah.
Bills stats.
Like so, but the point is, like
We're 11-3.
3. So
yeah,
if I could see them possibly letting the last game of the season go, right? Just be like, all right, we have nothing to lose.
Who, the Bills?
No, the Chiefs.
Oh, I was gonna say we're playing the Pats last game.
No. Y'all schedule is favorable for y'all to win out.
We're playing the Pats, the Jets, and then the Pats again.
Yeah.
Oh.
Y'all are
It's like
favorable.
two bye weeks in 3 weeks, pretty much.
Yeah.
Oh, it's lovely. It's lovely.
If the Chiefs do lose, they might be playing for something in that last game, right? Because they're not going to want to run through Buffalo because you guys have the tiebreaker.
Right.
If y'all both have the same record, y'all beat them. Y'all beat them handily. You know what I mean? So, I don't know, man. Like I want the Steelers to lose. That's what I want. I know we got differences. Our allegiances don't align in this one.
Right.
Align in this one. But yeah, I need them to lose. But we'll see. Hopefully it's a good broadcast. Because I don't get on Netflix that often, so they'll have my attention on Christmas Day. That's pretty much it for me, though.
So I got some stats.
What's up?
I got some stats. So in attendance, there were upwards of 90,000 people, right? So they sold out the arena. How many people streamed it? They are saying 65 million concurrents at peak. So 60 million the entire time, 65 million concurrents at peak. So that's when the Tyson fight kicked off. That's when they peaked at 65 mil, and things were rough at 60. But 2023, the average streamers for NFL game, 17.9 million.
Yeah, that's a respectable number.
So they should be able to handle it.
Yeah.
Should be able to.
No, you're saying average. You're saying average streaming, like people that are watching it on Sunday, whether it be through
Yeah.
your local
Yeah, yeah.
channel or
Mhm.
if it's Sunday Ticket or whatever. Again, there's gonna be no other football on, right? And here's the thing: basketball may take from it too, because basketball on Christmas they'll have like 5 games
Oh yeah,
on
it's always
Christmas
yeah.
tape
Yeah,
too. So
yeah.
like if people aren't real football fans, I mean they'll have basketball that'll be taken away from it, watching it wherever. But yeah, I mean 65 million, yeah, it may not get to that. You
Yeah,
might be
60,
right.
65 minutes. So they and they said 60 pretty much throughout the entire presentation, and that broke Netflix. Like legitimately, it was rough. I didn't have as many issues as some people. Some people couldn't watch at all. So maybe it was based upon your
Oh
area
wow.
where you're getting the your stream from. But
Hmm.
mine kept degrading, and then it would buffer from time to time. But during the Tyson fight, it was perfect. So I don't know if
Dang.
they asked for more resources or what.
They did their Netflix magic. Good on them.
Yeah. There's a whole science behind how Netflix streams to you. Like I read an article about it. It's pretty cool actually, the way their VPNs are set up. Um, just think, like 10 years ago, we would have to get these games on a disc.
Dudes.
but, but
You're showing
now,
your age a little bit too much there. Yeah.
man, listen, I was around like before
Yep.
Redbox was a thing, kids. You had Netflix, and Netflix shipped this to your house.
Hmm.
Um, to include games. At one point, they shipped games to your house as
Yeah.
well. So it
Yeah.
was a whole thing. Um, but yeah, so I think they'll be able to handle it because my whole thing is like I watch YouTube games now because I have the ticket right because my daughter's a college student, so I got that discount. That's the only reason I'm in the game.
Hmm.
Um, and the stream is it always works, it always functions, but it doesn't look great to me. But then when I watch the Thursday night football game on Prime, it looks remarkably better.
Hmm. Yeah.
So I'm hoping that Netflix is going to just look amazing. Um,
Yep.
just because traffic, like YouTube has to contend with so many
Yeah.
more things happening in the background than these other two streaming services. So I'm hoping that it looks crystal clear, but we'll see. It might be complete trash, and then they won't get it next year. So
Yeah.
there's that as well.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry, I think I cut you off, Shannon.
No, that
No.
was it for me. That
No,
was it for me, man. Daniel,
yeah.
we moving on to Daniel.
Let's see, media. There was a couple things going on. I watched some of the NBA Cup. It's hard to watch sports over here because of the time difference. But
Mm.
the new thing with the NBA now is that they're trying to like move to cup competition, kind of the way soccer does it. Try to generate more hype. So it's funny. I think the NBA as a whole, as a product, internationally and worldwide, is as big as it's ever been, or probably bigger. But the viewership and kind of the metrics for their streaming and like people watching the sport is a little down.
It
And it's
blows
always
my
been
mind though.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's always been in waves. It's always been in waves throughout the beginning of the NBA. But if the viewership is down, that always relates to like they're worried about is the sport doing good or not. But they just signed a rights deal that was like in the millions or billions of dollars for the next I forgot how many years. So the
Gotcha.
sport's fine. I think the interest it's at an all time high. I think
Yeah, I was gonna
the
say
reason.
you have China, you have
Mhm.
Africa, like the continent of Africa.
Yeah, there's a lot of international stars that are the best stars right now in the NBA. So I think that's why there's like an influx stateside where not the best basketball players in
Oh, I
the
see what you're
NBA
saying.
are U.S. homegrown. So that's why kind of there's a disparity there. And I guess they're trying to spice things up. They're changing some of the rules, the cup thing. I think the season's too long for what the sport is. And right, so if you're trying to compete with NFL, I think NFL is still like the heavyweight champion of
Yeah.
spectator sports in the US, regardless. I think NBA is still a better product right now than baseball as far as like watching the sport. I would just have 2 seasons. I would cut it in half and just have two smaller seasons. That way each game matters more. So the interest from game to game would kind of be peaked a little bit more, in my opinion. So when people would watch the game, there'd be more sense of urgency and kind of like, hey, this game matters, and we want to make the playoffs for this smaller season. You want to keep it.
I think it'd be a scheduling nightmare though, because those stadiums that or those arenas that they're playing in, like they're shared venues. You know
Keep
what
the
I mean?
same calendar year. Keep the same calendar year. Start at the same time. Just run it 42 games till whatever that mark is, and then have some kind of playoff and finals, and then start the next season whenever the next game is supposed to start in the normal amount of season, I think it would work itself out. A lot of people have pitched a lot of different ideas smarter than me, but I just think that's the one that makes the most sense to me, because the people that own the teams and the people that have the rights deals, the reason they don't want like a smaller, like less games throughout the season is because that means they make less money in revenue. So just keep the same amount, just cut it in half. I don't know.
So I think you definitely onto something. I think my fear would be playoff play is different than the regular season, right?
Yes.
You have a lot of stars that are saved up for playoff play, or they play harder during playoff play. So I think that might have an impact on that, right? If I have 2 playoffs to play
Yes. Well, it would be 2 different seasons, right? So then make the season. You could even potentially make the season not longer, maybe longer with the playoffs and finals. Start the season, the first mini season earlier in the year, and then now you have a product that runs almost 365. So with each season mattering more, each game mattering more, because you can't compete with the NFL in that aspect. Every weekend, it means something.
Any given Sunday.
I don't know if the owners, I don't know if the owners would be willing to do that either, because of the contracts. They'd have to change them up and how they pay them, right? So if you're going to have 2 seasons within a calendar year like that, then it's like, okay, well, they still
pay him per game. They still pay him per game. They pay him like
per year. Like the way their contracts are laid out is you're making
that's true. That's true.
a year.
They'd have to like.
So you're going to play Steph $100 million in a calendar year now, right? For the $50 million a season that you're paying.
Man, but these guys make so much money off of them though. In merchant,
I was gonna say, like they do, like you pay Steph $108 million, but you're making how many multi-millions off of him now?
Off of just him alone.
He's like he's like an Endgame type Disney flick, right? You know what I mean? Like for what you put in versus what you pull out. So I don't know.
Let's see. Besides that, we finished Shogun. I told my wife that thing, like, there's just gonna be a season 2, but it'd be hard for it to be better than season 1, because the season 1's it's pretty as close to a masterpiece as possible. Still watching a couple animes. Game wise though, Marvel Rivals, you guys play it?
So my son is playing the mess out of it.
It's fun.
I cannot do
shooter person?
Shooter in general, but I cannot do games as a service. I hate them.
Really?
Except for Helldivers too. I don't want to, like, make me pay for the game. Like, charge me for the game.
So it's free. So you're like, I don't want it.
Yeah, free to play. I can't stand it, because you're always trying to get me to buy something. I don't want to buy nothing.
Nothing so far. All the characters are unlocked in the beginning. Yeah, so far, right? So, but all the characters are available in the beginning of the game. It's a bunch of Marvel characters. It's fun. Have you ever played Overwatch? It's very similar to that, and it's fun. It's really fun. It's addicting. That, and then some buddies at work got me addicted to a game called Teamfight Tactics, which is probably the hardest game I've ever been able to get into. There is no game comparison to it. It's not a MOBA. It's not a strategy game. I don't even know how to explain it. It's kind of like chess mixed in with some kind of other strategy games that I don't even know about. It's insane. It's really fun. It's really hard.
What platform you played on?
It's mobile.
It's a mobile game? Okay.
So I think it's on Game Pass. So essentially there's like, it's based off of League of Legends, but essentially there's different like archetypes. So you have like whether humans or robots or these different things. And then it goes into different rounds, and then you have a pool of money. And then every round you can either level up like your bench. So you have like level 1 to 8 or 9. And then when you unlock more levels, you can get more characters on the field that fight each other. And then if you get 3 copies of the same character, they level up to like 2-star. So it's a lot about like resource allocation and knowing which groups of heroes to buy that unlock different buffs for each other. And then there's items that you can buy that you combine them to make better items that you can equip these characters with. So you don't do any of the fighting, but you have to figure out, depending, you're playing against 8 other characters.
You're the tactician.
Yep. And so that, it took me forever to get into. I finally understand it, so that now I'm hooked because I understand it. So I don't want to be bad at it. So
what's the name of it?
Teamfight Tactics, TFT.
Team Fight. I might look this up later, but my second Like, so the games I hate the most are free to play or games as a service. The games I hate the second most, mobile.
So I think you hate both. This is like you hit both those check marks. Then so just never mind.
So, but
That's all I
I
got
want to check it
into.
out though. It sounds pretty cool. I like
It
tactics
is
games.
it.
So,
It is probably the big game with the highest learning curve I've ever played in my life. I had to like watch some YouTube videos to just kind of like
mm.
get the concept of what I was doing wrong. So yeah, but that's all I kind of did this week. What you get into, Ryan?
So actually, I got into a lot because we did have that break and what have you. So I watched the Alien movie, Alien Romulus, with my
Mm.
my sons. I kind of liked it.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm in between. I'm in between because like my son pointed out there's a lot of dumbness, but I'm like, you have to have dumbness in these type of movies, or
Mm.
else you wouldn't
Yeah,
have a movie. If everybody
yeah.
paid attention, there would be no movie. But I thought it had some really cool ideas in it, and it takes place between the first and second one, right? So those are the
Ah,
best
okay.
two. Alien and Aliens are the
Yeah,
best
yeah.
two out of
So I
the
should
entire
watch this
series.
movie then. Yeah.
Um, but like my oldest son wasn't feeling it. But I don't know. There was something there. Like it felt right to me. It felt like an actual alien movie as opposed to like it's gone off the rails. So
Hmm.
I'm still in between. I'm just like they nailed the aesthetic. Uh, the way they approached it was super cool. Um, but it just depends on how dumb you feel the characters were being. But in their defense, because this one takes place, the cast of characters are younger. So in their
Okay.
defense, they would be a little less experienced, right? They're not like scientists or space marines. I think they're called space colonial marines or whatever in the movies. They're neither one of those. They're no Ripley, right? So
Okay.
I think that dumbness is just uh, inexperience.
Hmm.
So I would say give it a try. It's on stream. It's on stream. I don't feel too bad. I'm not sending you to the theater. It's streaming. Um, I would give it a B though. I would get out of, and that's good for Alien movie. I'll give it
Yeah.
a B.
So it's better than
Um,
what's the other one that came out at like a while back? That
Prometheus.
wasn't
ooh, so on
Prometheus. Yeah.
Prometheus. Some people love Prometheus. I just
How,
was not a fan.
how garbage is so bad. It's not
I
good at
thought
all.
I think they I don't know. I think that they messed up when you finally saw the architect. That's when
Hmm.
it really was just like, y'all, you messed up. You should have your writer should have done better. Um, it had so much potential. But what else did I see? I saw Smile 2 last night, so I watched that with
Ooh.
my wife. I thought it was better than the first one, and I
Wow.
thought the first one was good. Like I don't know how they nailed it, but the story was better. Uh, the budget was much higher. Like I thought they did a good job, but again, it's a horror flick, right? So there's going to be some dumbness. Um, so you have to let some of it go, but like they have to do a Smile 3 because like the way it ends, I'm just like, yo, I have to see how this universe handles what's about to happen.
Hmm.
So I would say if you have not watched Smile, definitely check it out. It was okay, but Smile 2 really good. Um, and there's a prequel. There was like a short story that was made first that I did not
Oh,
know
really?
about.
Hmm.
I think something. It's a lady's name doesn't sleep or something like that because she's having issues where she's having these what she believes to be nightmares, hallucinations. So they think she's sleep deprived. I did not know that that character is the character in the first movie that has the first on-screen death. So I didn't have that
Ooh, wow.
connection. So now
Huh.
I'm going to go back and watch it because I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. How they
That is
took
pretty
like they're
cool.
like yeah they're like okay this experiment could be a movie, and then they took that character and they put her in the first movie. Um, but I really enjoyed it. I think it's worth a watch. Again, it's streaming, so I don't feel too bad. I'm not sending you to the theater. uh,
Yeah.
and and then I played a lot of Sifu. So I'm still playing Final
Yes.
Fantasy VII, very long game. And I just beat what I just beat an indie game called Mouthwashing. It's a PC game. You're just like this title makes no sense. Don't look it up. If you're remotely interested in playing a 3.5 hour game that likes a psychological thriller, um, with low res graphics on purpose, right? Because they want to give you the retro aesthetic. Because
Hmm.
without giving anything away, you're pretty much You're stranded on a spaceship. It's you and the crew stranded on a spaceship, and something is happening, and you're trying to survive it. That's all I can say. But it stayed with me. Like after the 3.5 hours, I was like, I didn't like that ending. It's one of those things where you're like, I didn't like the way it ended, and then like a couple hours later, you're like, ah, like little pieces start to click, and you're just like, oh, I should have saw that coming. So I think the atmospheric story they baked into it is pretty good for an indie game, and I think it was like $12. So you catch it on sale, probably like eight, $9. But yeah, it's called Mouth Washing. So if you're remotely interested in a first-person psychological thriller horror game for like $10 on the Steam store, don't look it up. Just play it. That's pretty much it for me. Like that was a lot in itself, right? And then just the normal 9 to 5 and doing holiday stuff. This does not feel like Christmas, like at all. Like not just because it's warm. It's cold to me. You see I'm in a hoodie, but I just don't know. Like this year, I'm not feeling the Christmas joy, the Christmas spirit, right? So hopefully on Christmas Day that'll change. But so far, I ain't feeling it. So that's pretty much it for me, though. Definitely, like I said, continue to check us out Monday through Friday. Monday, Tuesday are topics, Wednesday discussion. Thursdays, Ask a CISSP. Fridays, everything else. Movies, books, games, all that good stuff. Hit us up by all the websites that go by our name. Hit me up personally at Rai Security Guy. And where can they find you, Daniel?
On LinkedIn under my name, Daniel Acevedo.
There it is. Stay safe. Stay secure.